Good morning, everybody. This is definitely the early morning Leah. I'm even in my fuzzy little grandma jammy. So, my bathrobe, just gotta love it. It's comfortable. So, anyways, we're here to talk about the lap band and how that's going. Week 2, then we'll talk about week 3. Unfortunately, I just totally missed it, getting on and recording during week 2. So, about week 2. Well, first of all, I lost 4 pounds in week 2 for a total of 12. And that was okay. That was acceptable. My personal goal is 5 pounds a week. And if you hear about week 3, we'll talk about what in the world can we do to kick it up. So, I find that I'm able to eat more than I was before. And also that I'm hungry like every 2 hours. So, week 2, 4 pounds, no major occurrences, things are healed up really well. I could show you those if you want me to. So, I go in at my week 3 mark. I've lost 2 pounds, and so I go in, I figure it's time for a fill. So, the closest fill place for me is Tri-Cities, Washington, which is Richland. So, I go in to see Dr. Heap. And he poked all around, and I mean all around. I can show you if y'all want. I've got those little needle marks, and it's just, he wasn't able to hit the middle of it. So, no fill, more expense, and kind of a hard day in town, but, I have kids, so they all went with, and we went to the park, and that was fun. And, so we just, made the best of it. So, total pound-wise, I lost 14 pounds. But I can't seem to be able to get a fill. So I call up a doctor friend of mine and ask him, hey, can we do some x-rays, find out what's going on? So we did the x-rays. And it's not flipped, but it's tilted. It's because my belly is kind of like a shelf. It's like it's sitting on the shelf instead of pointing straight out from my body. And so I'm hoping that knowing that we'll be able to take those x-rays back to the field doctor, Dr. Adrian Heap in Richland, and he'll be able to hit the spot knowing now which direction it's pointing. So that's my goal. So I have an appointment set up again for my first fill. First fill, doing it twice. And that was on the 18th. So my hopes are that I at least can keep losing some weight between now and then. It's kind of frustrating. It's kind of like a countdown, because my first week I lost 8 pounds, and the second week I lost 4 pounds, and my third week I lost 2 pounds. And anyone else who went out there to get the lap band knows that you have pretty high expectations, because you go through the whole surgery experience, and it's expensive, and you want to be able to lose more than 2 pounds a week. But then again, I have been able to eat with the family, and that in itself has been a total relief. It's probably the biggest sensation I have right now with the lap band was that I've been cooking 2 meals for so long, something bland and healthy and gross for me, and then something yummy and just tasteful for them. And unfortunately that means I eat my bland healthy thing when everyone's watching at dinner time, and then I would eat some of what I cooked for them, because it just looked so good and smelled so good, and you spend all that time getting it ready. And that has to do with one of the reasons why I became obese, is because the whole trying to hide it thing. So also it's tough, and anyone who's been over 100 pounds overweight can know that obesity doesn't come lightly. It wears on you both emotionally as well as physically. I didn't realize how much it was affecting my family. I can see that they are relieved that I'm not trying to make healthy cakes and healthy cookies and healthy this and healthy that. It's almost like together we have rediscovered taste. And taste is a good thing, so maybe that has something to do with my only 2 pounds lost. I've just been eating whatever the family does. It's not so much with the lap band, it's not so much what you eat, at least from my experience. It's not so much what I eat, it's how I eat it. If I chew it up really well, take small bites, and just take my time, just eat slow and don't be in a hurry, then everything goes down fine. Problem is that's another one of those bad habits that I had. I would eat too big of bites, chew it up real fast, swallow it so I can get on to my next chore, and that's one of those things that contributed to my being overweight in the first place. So, well, that's sometimes a hard lesson learned. With the lap band, it doesn't let you do that. It reminds you every time you eat too fast or eat too big of bites or don't chew it up well enough. I found that there's some foods that I just don't even like anymore, because by the time you chew them up to emulsion, it just kind of ruins the texture. And so, like honeydew. I got honeydew the other day, and by the time you chew that much, it's like warm in your mouth, and I don't know, it just wasn't so good. So then again, with a watermelon, I made like a watermelon smoothie, and that was awesome. So maybe we'll just experiment. I know I can tell that I like my melons to be chilled. I like them to be cold. I don't like warm melons. So I will definitely start trying some creative ideas when it comes to making the melons taste good, because I have some great melons out in the garden. Well, what will be melons right now, they're vines. So I want to be able to maybe make process them up so they're all liquefied, and make lollipops with them for the girls. I think they'll love that. That'll be a great summertime treat. So that's pretty much it with the weight loss. 14 pounds, 3 weeks. I guess when you add them all up, that's pretty good progress. Thinking of it a week at a time, going from 8 to 4 to 2, I just seem to be cutting it in half every week, and that is frustrating. So I'll just have to look at the big part, which is I lost 14 pounds so far in 3 weeks. So I'm hoping that this whole tilted port thing doesn't end up being a big deal. I'm hoping that it's tilted so minorly. Now that we know which way it's tilted and how to access it, we'll be able to access it and get a fill. If we don't, then I'm going to go back to the surgeon over in Tijuana. Dr. Ramos Kelly is my surgeon. So, I called him up, told him what was going on and stuff, and he said that he would take care of it all, just, as aftercare. He's not going to do any added expense there. So that's not a big deal. But I do have to get there, and that would be my responsibility. So I'd have to get a passport, which would be like $200. And then I'd have to get plane ticket, which would be anywhere between $350 and $400. So that's kind of what I'm looking at when it comes to expense to get back down there. I'm hoping I don't have to go that direction. Hey, I like going down to Tijuana just because it's beautiful, and it's a great adventure every time, which has only been one so far, so I should say it was a great adventure that time. But, it's not something that I want to have to do every month either. So, well, that's pretty much it. The kids are doing great. We've been doing our homeschooling, and unfortunately, we took a little too long a spring break, so we're not quite done with our books. So we're gonna keep chugging along on those through the summer, just till we get the school year done in our books. And the little guy, I'm surprised he isn't over here. Usually he is right on that. So don't worry. Someday I'm sure you'll be seeing him because he climbs up in Mom's lap. But it is time to start the day. So get outside, start working in the garden. And I'll keep you updated on the whole flipped port thing. I'm not sure what to expect. I'm hoping it won't be a big deal, and we'll be able to get that done and filled. My goal with the fills is to be able to last longer between meals. I know that I'm eating like every 2 hours because I'm really hungry every 2 hours, and so I'm hoping that with the fill it'll slow it down, and maybe that'll amp up the weight loss. So that would be the goal. All right, signing out. Take care. Bye.